Phone propped up on my dash right now. I'm not driving anymore. I'm up at the parking lot of Wilmore in Guntersville. So today I'm probably gonna hit a squat. Both of my quads feel so freaking dead. I just want to punch them both straight in the front of them and make the quad come out the back of my leg, but I'm not going to because I need them. And I'm gonna try to squat 480 pounds, whatever it is in kilos. I really don't care, but I'm trying to get more squats on the kilos, because if you don't know, kilos are a little bit skinnier and they weigh 55 pounds a piece, and I'm really trying to get a feel for that and not as much of the whip on the bar, because that can throw you off, but I'm used to it now, so the kilos are going to feel weird for me. I'm going to try to hit that, and then a couple of pause sets, a little heavier than what I have been doing because it is a prep. And then we're going to talk about a little stuff with depression and how I had it before. And I mean, depression's something that's gonna waver in and out, but you know, if you look at life in a more positive way and you find the things about you that you love, depression a lot of the time is fueled off of doubts. And if you start eliminating at least the doubts about yourself, then you can be a lot happier with what you do. So I'm gonna take care of this. I'm the boogeyman for these weights. I'm about to go in and kill them, and hopefully I take care of business, but I guess we won't know till I get in there. So I will see y'all in a minute. We're about to do some good things. Good things. Okay, so on our last set, we got 484 on there. I haven't videoed any of the warm-ups. I've just been kind of trying to do the math and do this. It's already taken hours to do. Cameraman can vouch for that one. But we're about to hit this. It's gonna be the first single at the prep. Got 3 more weeks to go. About to throw this through the roof, baby, come on. Wish me luck. Messed up the walkout, almost died. Rest assured, I'm alive. So we're done with the single. It moves like butter. Like, I've literally checked if I misloaded it like 4 times because it is kilo plates, and every time I look at it, it's the same thing, like 484. I really can't believe I did that. I'm not gonna video any of my backup sets, but I just wanted to give a little update. Like, I got a little tightness in my right knee, but I literally can't believe it moved that fast. I'm pretty surprised. About to be done, and we're gonna get into the topic of the day. If you like this stuff, like and subscribe. It helps. We're trying to get to 220 kilos. That's what I hit today. So let's match it up with my subscribers. That would be pretty cool. So I'm about to finish up this workout. Okay, so this is the next day. We just got done doing the squats and doing accessory work with that. We hit a 485 single with a 3x3 with 375, and of course the accessories to fill the blood in. It was always good. It's always good to hit some legs, even though I don't look it that much. But that's beside the point. Another video. Today we're going to be talking about depression and how it's affected me, my perspective on it, and how you can move forward from it. So how it's affected me. I used to feel like I was never big enough for this world. I always felt like a background character, like I never had my own assigned role in this life. I was very unhappy. I hated myself, my appearance, my personality. And for a while it was holding me back, but I decided to do a couple of things that might help you. I just said it again. What I started trying to do was, first of all, bring myself down to the bare minimum, what I appreciate about life, what makes me the happiest. And that sometimes comes down to breathing, comes down to having a house over my head, having a car to drive, like specific traits about you. Because what beats depression? First of all, let's say that depression is like a club that is all inclusive. You feel like your problems aren't big enough for being talked about. You don't feel like it's a topic of interest, and a lot of the time you don't feel like anybody cares. And that's completely incorrect. If you are dealing with something that is depressing you and making you feel like you're not good enough, go seek some help. Go talk to somebody you're very comfortable with. And if you've got something that you feel like you can never say to anybody, I would say therapy. And I think anybody should at least have to go once. Finding meaning in your life is probably rule number one, and that comes with identifying the traits that make you individual as a person and building off of those. Because when you find the meaning to your life, you start looking in a more positive perspective. You start finding ways that you can help the world. You start finding ways that you affect the situations around you. And only you can affect it in that way. So with me, I kind of identified myself as not being like the funniest guy or the best looking guy, etc. But I found myself to be, I feel like I'm a pretty nice guy. I try to be very, very kind to people. I have a really loud sense of empathy. Like, even if they don't deserve it, I try to put myself in their shoes. And it can either be my biggest strength or biggest weakness. But I identify myself with that because that is what makes me, me. And second is with far more, which is, just believing you're far more than what you ever could be. I had that message when I created the brand in my head, and I was always like, Zach, you're far more than what you ever could believe you are. You're not just a background character. You're this dude that people can come and talk to about anything they're struggling with, and you're going to help them. And that's why I also created this YouTube channel. It's not just for laughs. There's serious videos like this. I want to get you out of depression. This is a hole that nobody should be in. I describe depression as feeling like you're drowning. It feels like the harder you fight, just the less energy you have. You're just sinking and sinking until finally you do something stupid. And I'm here to tell you that the fighting against it, trying to get to the surface, it's the best thing you can do. But with that, sometimes you need help. And I highly recommend going to church. If you're a Christian, I feel like going there, they're very open-armed and everybody's there for a certain reason. So you'll fit in and they'll accept you. That's rule number one. You don't have to, but that's something I would do. Rule number two is more of a universal one. Go to therapy. Therapy is great for people. It's where you can go and talk and not be judged. And everything you say is stuck in that room. And whatever you got, whether it's gossip, whether it's a mental issue, you got a disorder, you're not happy with your diet and you're sad that you're getting fat, you're angry all the time. Therapy is it's like a big old deal. It's a deal for all of those. And if you get the right psychologist or psychiatrist, you're in luck because they can help you. I like I said, I have anxiety more than anything, but I know I'm going to have it. Like, I know I'm going to get uncomfortable talking to people sometimes, and I know that sometimes I'm going to get hot, and I'm going to feel like everybody can see me starting to mess up in the face, turn red, get uncomfortable, etc. But it happens, and it's fine. It is. It happens to the best of us. Everybody's got an error. Everybody's got a problem. Everybody's got their strengths. Everybody's got their weakness. And with depression, you've got to realize that you are not the only one in this world struggling. And if you got something to say about it, go tell somebody. And second of all, you have to put in the work yourself. You cannot just sit back and expect the world to feel sorry for you and for you to be able to move forward with that, because that ain't going to happen. You've got to draw up a plan, and you got to figure out how to beat it. You've got to line up all of the things that give your life a meaning to it, and you have to try your dang hardest to get out of it. And if you want to be, here and enjoy your life and be happy, those are things you got to do. I just reminded myself on a TED Talk I watched, for the people who, experience thoughts of suicide and thoughts of harming themselves, there's a quote that this man from a TED Talk gave. This video is amazing. It's my favorite. It's called I'm Fine. I forget who is the dude talking about it, but it's an Australian guy. He's great. I loved hearing this. Very emotional, beautiful thing. Somebody asked him about his depression. They asked him, are you tired of being alive, or are you tired of feeling like this? And most likely you're tired of feeling like that. You're tired of not being happy and feeling like there's not a meaning to you waking up. You've got to find the reasons that you're breathing. You've got to look as hard as you can. And I ain't saying it's easy. It's not. I had years and years where I felt like I wasn't good enough. And lucky for me, I found far more. And my meaning isn't just to be a strength guy. I'm not just a powerlifter. I feel like I'm also a positive influence on my peers around me. And I want to make them better, because that's what I'm here for. If you're struggling with depression, make sure you get some help and try your hardest to stay away from things that you think is going to help. Like, a lot of people start settling with drugs or just crutches. Try to beat it yourself. Pick up hobbies that affect you in a positive manner, and every day pursue more and more reasons that, not why you should be here, but why you have to be here. That's what I'm saying. I hope to goodness it affected a lot of you. I really like talking about deep stuff like this. Like I said, I ain't smiling or anything. I'm not, it's a subject that's very sad, but I hold very high in my heart, because I have struggled with it before. And just like anxiety, that's a big one for me. I appreciate y'all for watching my video. And if you are depressed or anything, just DM me on my social medias if you need to talk. I'm completely fine with it. And if I don't get to you, just remember, if you're breathing, there's a reason you're here. And never forget that, because even a breath is meaning enough for you to be walking around this world. And with that, that's the end of the video. Obviously, I didn't retire from powerlifting. I deadlifted 700 a couple of days later from making that, or before I made that video actually. And I'm never going to stop. That's one of the things that fuel me to live on. And I'm completely fine with it. So, far more, I love each and every one of you. You're far more than what you ever could believe you are. And even the depths of depression cannot persuade me otherwise. You can do it. And if you ever need to talk, either DM me or go see a therapist. Go get some help. There's no shame in it. And as always, stay beautiful, baby girl. And goodness gracious, quit wearing that around me. You're driving me nuts. God.